So welcome back to France and to St Croix, the B layout. We've just watched Aspect take his first win. Now let's head over to race 2 to see if he can continue.
So we will quickly go down the grid order for the beginning of race 2. As you can see, Aspect, after a great win in race 1, is still on pole position. Wacky Racer just behind him. Niggle in 3rd, Robbie 4th, Declan 5th, 6th is Hodgie, 7th is Stealth, Kebabman is 8th, Angry Man is 9th, Hopper's 10th, the Big Mac 11th, and Mikey is back, the car fixed and on track in 12th. So back up to Aspect, we'll change the camera and we will get this race underway. So keep an eye out for those lights. And we are away again as we were in race 1 with Aspect and Wacky Racer leading the pack into turn 1. Aspect sticking to that inside line as he did in race 1 to keep his nose in front. Everybody through again. Oh, bit of grass being kicked up, but everybody's still on track. As they all line up around turns 2 and 3, Niggle in 4th, Declan 5th, Hodgie up to 6th, Hodgie pulling a challenge in on Declan early, toing and throwing, whoever gets the inside line. Hodgie has got the advantage, going onto the bridge though, and gets it done, gets his nose in front, so Hodgie now up into 5th, Declan 6th. We've got Angry Man and Stealth side by side. It's going to be tight around there. Angry Man just slotting in behind. Oh, that looked like Mikey getting a little bit out of sorts there, but kept it going straight. He's got the Big Mac alongside him. No, Big Mac just dropping off. Ooh, just avoid that barrier on the left. Now the Big Mac puts in another challenge and gets in front of Mikey, so the two BMWs find themselves at the back. Well, not quite Kebabmans. Now what's happened to the Kebabmans? Oh, he's fell. Let's have a look. We've gone through the S's and around left, then right onto the bridge. Excuse me. Oh, and that's a big slide. Oh, that's going to hurt. He could need medical attention. Struggling there, but no, back on track. Cancel the ambulance. As we go back up to our race leaders, as in race 1. The top 3, Aspect, Wacky, Robbie, or should I say top 4, Niggle, as Niggle makes another move on Robbie. Down the hill, it's almost a carbon copy of race 1. Only a little bit earlier, so Niggle now finds himself in 3rd with Robbie 4th. Aspect not quite having it all his own way this race, as Wacky is right up the gearbox of that Mercedes in front of him. So Wacky Racer doesn't want to let Aspect get away from him this time. We'll just follow them through the final turn and on to the start finish straight. Oh, Aspect has a little scrape of the wall. Now Wacky has pulled to the inside. So Wacky Racer gets his nose in front going into turn 1 and gets it done. So it was a great move from Wacky Racer. Aspect just has to slot behind. He's going to want to get that first position back though, isn't he? In the meantime, Niggle just creeping up to the back of the two of them. With Robbie just dropping off the pace a little bit behind them. So Nigel seems to be really enjoying himself on this track as they go across the bridge for the second time. Nigel getting closer and closer to Aspect. Is he going to have a look? I think his plan is probably just to sit behind Aspect until we get onto the long downhill straight, where he may be able to make the same manoeuvre that he did on Robbie. You're going to have to get a little bit closer than that though, Nigel. I think he's just let Aspect get away from him a bit. Of course, Aspect will be picking up the slipstream from Wacky in front of him. So there's no real advantage to Nigel there. So let's just drop down the order. Hodgie and Declan battling away as they did in race 1. So those two are having a fight for 5th and 6th. Mikey now made his way up to 7th. Not quite sure what happened to him in race 1, but he had to retire the car, so whatever has happened, the mechanics have got it sorted. Took it back to the back cave and hit it with a hammer or something, and it's now back on track. Having a better race is Mikey. Then we've got Stealth down in 8th, with the Big Mac just behind him. Then Angry Man, Hoppers in 11th, and the Kebab Man getting closer, I think, to Hoppers. He's still got a bit to do, but he is getting closer. We'll have a quick rundown of tyres as well as we approach the 5-minute mark in this 15-minute race. I'm just going to stick with Aspect. In fact, let's just go on board with Aspect. Oh, looked like Wacky Racer was having a real fight with that car then, just to keep it in a straight line. A very tricky part of the track, that, just entering the bridge. As we go down through the gears to try and make this turn. Oh, and Wacky, oh, he got himself all out of sorts there. That's allowed Aspect to get right up the back of him. Now then, oh no, Aspect, oh dear. He's completely facing the wrong way. That, we're going to go back and we're going to have a look at that, because that was so unlucky. Wacky seemed to get himself out of shape, and then as we take this sweeping right-hander, Aspect just pushed it too early and bang, hit the barrier, and it's good night from him. That was so unlucky for Aspect. He needs to get off the racing line. Unfortunately, I didn't do that myself last night and ended up causing a bit of a pile-up, as the Big Mac does exactly the same as Aspect. You can see the yellow flag is for Aspect because he's in the middle of the track, and as the Big Mac comes around, he hits in exactly the same place, smacks that barrier, and that has got to hurt. I think we'll get the medics out to him, I think. Now back up to our current leader, Wacky Racer. I bet there is a little sigh of relief from him when he saw Aspect go off in his rear view mirror, although he's now got Nigel chasing him down. And then there is a bit of a gap then back to Robbie in 3rd. Declan still fighting it out with Hodgie in 4th and 5th, although Hodgie has now got Mikey all over the back of him, and Stealth has joined the party as well, so this could be an interesting 4-way battle for 4th position. Declan leading the pack through the S's as they head down towards the very short right-hander onto the bridge. Have they all got through? Oh, that was close, but yes, they've all got through. So we're on board with Hodgie then as he's chasing Declan. You can see we've got Mikey in his mirrors. Now this is the bit that everybody seems to be hitting at the minute, this barrier on the left. As Declan goes wide, Hodgie tries to get on the inside. It looks like he's got it done. Down the hill towards the fast right-hander. Now then, who's going to give in? It's who's got the biggest nuts on the brakes now. And it looks like Declan has got through, or has he? He has, so Declan stays in front, Hodgie in 5th, Mikey 6th. This is great racing from these guys. Oh, as Mikey goes a little bit wide, he gets away with it though. That may well have let Stealth gain a few tenths on him. So a great battle between these four. Aspect sitting in 8th, desperately trying to catch up. Then we've got quite a gap then back to Angry Man. Oh, we've got Kebab Mans and Hoppers in synchronised drifting. As we see the Kebab Mans and Hoppers approaching the final turn. Hoppers tries to get on the inside, and I'm not sure if there was contact there or not, but there was a big drift and smoke. Looks fantastic. Hoppers seem to have waited, so you may have thought there was contact. So track positions maintained with the Kebab Mans in 10th and Hoppers in 11th, and then Big Mac down in 12th. So let's just go and have a look at the leader again. It's still Wacky Racer out in front. We are approaching the 10-minute mark. Niggle in 2nd, and then there is quite a gap then back to Robbie. Robbie all on his own as well. He's under no pressure at all. He can admire the view as he goes down the hill. So it is back to these guys here. So Declan 4th, Hodgie 5th, Mikey 6th. Aspect is now right on the back of them as well. So this is a good fight as Hodgie goes side by side with Declan. As I say, down the hill into the sweeping right-hander. Full throttle all the way through. It looks like Hodgie is now got his nose in front. Mikey putting a challenge in on Declan. Oh, it looks like he's going to go in between the two of them. No, not quite. Declan goes through to take that spot away from Hodgie. Mikey making a challenge on Hodgie up the inside. Doesn't quite get there. Hodgie fends him off. Aspect just sitting behind. He's looking for a way through. Try and not hit the barrier on the right. All through there. Cool, this is great stuff from these guys. Around the final turn. Foot planted firmly on the noisy pedal now as they head towards turn 1. Aspect getting up on the inside of Mikey. Let's have a look. Has Aspect made it through? I think he has. Oh, as Mikey cuts himself on the grass but keeps it going. So that's well held from Mikey, but Aspect has nicked that spot from him. Now Aspect lining Hodgie up. Mikey seems to be shrugging a little bit. He seems to, the guys are getting away from him. He is on the medium tyres though, so that probably explains it. So now it is down to these three. Aspect looking to make a challenge on Declan as Hodgie goes by Declan to take up fourth. Let's go on board with Declan. He's darted to the inside. He's going to make the challenge on Hodgie at the Hodgie up the inside. Ooh, trying not to get his tyres on the grass. So Declan back into fourth. Try and keep it steady down here. Yeah, we're all through. Well, you can see, oh, there it is. I'm going to say you can see Aspect's car, and now Hodgie's car pulls alongside. So Hodgie in front. Aspect makes a dive up the inside. All three of them going around the corner at the same time. And Mikey's got himself back onto the end of this pack as well, so I apologise for everybody else, but I really want to stick with these guys because this is a fantastic four-way fight. With the positions changing, it just seems to be every corner. As Declan now moves up into fourth, Hodgie fifth, Mikey sixth, Aspect in seventh, but how long is it going to stay like that? All very respectful, giving each other plenty of room. As Hodgie tries to take Declan on the inside, has to slot in behind, has another quick look. Aspect basically pushing Hodgie along. Ooh, Aspect went a little bit wide. He's maybe trying to cut back on Mikey. Has he got it done? He has at the minute. So Declan is sitting in fourth with Hodgie or Aspect or Mikey. He's going to be fifth. At the minute it's Hodgie, but it is changing so quickly. We have 1 minute of this race left. Now it's Hodgie. Hodgie pulls to the inside. I'm not sure he's close enough to actually get that move done on Declan. I think it was more to fend off Aspect and stop him coming up the inside of himself, as he's trying to do. Aspect is literally all over Hodgie and gets himself in front slightly, although Hodgie's sticking behind Declan, so he will have his slipstream. What a fantastic battle these guys are having, and I really don't want to leave it, but I'm going to have to. In fact, I won't. I'm going to follow it all the way, and then we're going to go back and we'll watch the leaders finish, because I really don't want to. Oh no! Oh, I don't believe it! Let's just go back. As the three of them, there's a bit of door bashing going on. Hodgie's is wedged in the middle of the three of them, and he just, I don't know, there was a bit of a touch from Mikey and Hodgie. Oh, it's all gone wrong for Hodgie. Stealth goes through. Now then, Mikey seems to be slowing, so he may have thought there was a problem. So let's just follow Declan and Aspect. What a fantastic battle those four have had, and it looks like, oh, now then, it is going to be a race to the finish. It looks like Declan might just have it, or has he? Yes, Declan got fourth, Aspect got fifth. Now let's go back and we shall watch. Oh, as Wacky decides to slide himself down the barrier, although he is that far in front, he can afford to do that. So Wacky Racer takes the win in this second race, and what a great race it was. Well done to Wacky Racer. He managed to stay out of trouble. Same with Niggle, a great result for Niggle to come home in second. He'll be pleased with that, I'm sure. Flash of the lights as I celebrate. And Robbie, another good race from Robbie in third. Then we get the battle between Declan and Aspect in fourth and fifth. Stealth took full advantage of the collision with Mikey and Hodgie, and Stealth sneaked through to take sixth. Unlucky for Hodgie. He deserved more than that, but he got a 7th. Same with Mikey, got 8th. Then we've got Angry Man, who's going to bring it home in 10th, and the Big Mac 11th, with Hoppers coming in at 12th eventually. So that was race 2, and what a fantastic race that was. Can't wait for race 3 coming up very shortly.